What's up, everybody? Welcome to Surviving Rocklahoma, your official podcast of Rocklahoma. I am your host with the Lux that rocks. How are you all doing this fine Monday? It is a rainy Monday here in Cherokee County. How about where you all live? I see you folks already joining me in the comments. Why don't you sound off? Tell me how your 4th of July weekend went and how your Monday went, as we are now done celebrating our independence and go back to our lack thereof as we work ourselves to the grave throughout the day. And for many, this is the beginning of the work week, but it's fine because you know what? Just a couple more of these weeks and it will all be worth it when we get back to Rocklahoma. It's coming up around the bend, under 55 days away. I see our folks listing or popping in the comments. Looks like we finally got the chat box working. So I see Christy in there. What's up? And her mini-me, Natalie, was what's up there. Olo squared. Olo to both of you. Queen Maeve, D Maeve is in the comments. What's up, D? K? My main man, Shorty. Loud and clear. Thank you, Christy. Darren, I see in the comments. I saw you tried to join in the live stream. Just hold off 1 second on that. We will be having a guest here a little bit later. He's in the comments right now representing the Rocklahoma campgrounds map. Daron Pilkington himself of Camp PILK is in the comments. So if you've got your questions regarding the Rocklahoma campgrounds map, this is probably a good time to drop them in the comments, and we will, or you can hang on to them for when I'm talking to Daron either way. But if you got a question and something proactive to add to the discussion, we hope to see you there in the comments. We love to have the audience participation. That's why we only do these live. What's up, Tawny? My neighbors in the comments. Raining here. Spent 4th of July chasing gators on the coast of Louisiana. Look out. The gator hunters down there. Thomas Johnson, what's up? I see some hashtag Camp Cherry Bomb. Yes. Stepping in for her mama, Naomi Daniel. Please give her all of our love. We do love us some Cherry Bomb, and we hope that she is having a speedy recovery. And you know what? Before we get into the show, I also want to address something that's been kind of going on in my personal life. As you know, I do my best not to be public about what all I'm going through and stuff. But you know, this podcast is largely my own personal vlog. So I just want to give a special thank you to all of you folks that have been sending me your well wishes, your prayers, and all of for my father. He has been having an extremely rough recovery from not one, but 2 back surgeries. And he's had complications pretty much every step of the way, and he was unfortunately in the hospital all week last week. But the good news is he went home today. So just before we went live tonight, I had just got back from making sure my old man got settled in, and I am so glad to report that my dad is doing well. He's back home, resting and recovering, and he is very appreciative to all of you folks that were sending their loving energies towards our direction here in Tahlequah. So special thank you to all of you for that, as well as those of you who have congratulated me as we are going live tonight out of our dedication to you. But there's only one person in my life that I've been more dedicated than to my fans, and that's my family. And the other half of my family, my wife. We have been together 22 years today. So I just want to send out a happy anniversary to my wife, who has put up with me for all these years and put up with this project of ours for the last 10 years. She's an amazing woman. So today we did celebrate 22 years that we've been together. So with that all being said, let's get on past the sappy stuff, and let's go ahead and kick into the show. What do you say? So first up, I want to give a shout out to DEB Concerts, who will be rocking the Roadhouse stage at Rocklahoma this year. Hey Doug, what do you want to do with your life?
I want to rock!
Let's try that again.
I want to rock!
There it is. Yes. And Rocky will be doing. We are so glad to announce. And there's more. We're going to be featuring some of those DEB Concerts artists coming up here on the show. And it's not the ones you think. We've got some surprises coming up, and people that I never in a million years would have thought that I'd be able to have a conversation with. We just got to keep following the show. This is the road to Rocklahoma, folks. You never know who is going to be on from week to week. Now, I also want to give a lot of love and thanks and appreciation to the guys that put up with all of our shit. And by that, I mean Brett and the Pooh Crew of At Your Service Rentals. They are the official provider of all of those porta potties and sanitation stations at Rocklahoma. They are also the folks that give you the rare opportunity of having your own portable restroom for your campsite, for you and your guests and nobody else. And you can also get a swimming pool with crisp, clean water to help keep you cool when in the hot field of Pryor, Oklahoma, at Labor Day weekend. Not just Rocklahoma, but born and raised too, so you got no excuse. Hey, dude, you don't want to be like that guy over there in the dark. What are you looking for, dude?
Shitter was full!
Yeah, he didn't call At Your Service Rentals. Now, we also want to thank another Rocklahoma partner, newly added Rocklahoma partner, that is, the Rocklahoma Bitches. First of all, I want to thank her for joining us here a couple of weeks ago. Remember, you can catch our old live streams here on Facebook or on YouTube. They joined us to let us know that they have a giveaway that they are going to be doing here in a couple of weeks. And all you got to do to win is collect the code. And let me get this up right there for you so it's ready. And is that it? There it is. This week's code word is love. I don't made that wrong. There we go. Or as my daughter says, love. Or as a sign. All I'm saying, folks, love is the code word, because that's what it's all about here in the community. It's all about the love. This week's code word is brought to you by Camp Rock of Love, Misty, and crew over there at Rock of Love. Congratulations, by the way, to the Lovebirds, as they will be quickly joining the ranks of happily married couples at Rocklahoma. They will be getting married here just a couple of months. And let me tell you about these code words. Now, what these code words are, you're going to save these each and every week, because you are, at the end of it, they're going to have some more instructions. And the winner is going to win a Rocklahoma Bitches Party Like a Rock Star experience. Guys, they have a couple of rock star VIP passes that they're going to be giving away, and I am so honored to help them with that. But the first step to qualifying for those rock star packages is love. And once again, much congratulations to Camp Rock of Love, Misty and Chris, on your upcoming nuptials. We also want to thank our proud sponsor, Photography by Angel Lee. You know, Angel has been covering Rocklahoma with us and other festivals as well, including Rock the River, Rock the Equinox, Rock Island, and a couple of events as well. And she is one of our proud sponsors that will be with us at Rocklahoma. You can view all of our photos here on Facebook at Photography by Angel Lee. And remember, folks, tag your photographer anytime you share those photos. We'd love to see you share your favorite memories from Rocklahoma or festivals past. Make sure that you tag Photography by Angel Lee, and also follow that page, because I have it on good authority that she will have details on how you can win a pair of general admission passes as well. Once again, that is Photography by Angel Lee. We also want to give a shout out to Rockavet. We've been working with Rockavet for 6 years, giving away passes not only to Rocklahoma, not only Born and Raised, but other festivals and concerts as well. And you may ask, why? Why do you give so many away? Well, that's because we believe that music is medicine, and Rockavet has set out to honor our veterans by giving them the gift of medicine, especially to our veterans, active service men and women, and the Blue and Star Gold families, as they combat mental health. And we certainly know how important mental health is, and it is, as someone who advocates, not just advocates, but also has some to deal with that himself. It is something that we are very proud to be a part of. So we want to give a lot of love to Rockavet. Now, speaking of Rockavet, they have been also doing code words, but the time for code words for Rockavet has ended. It's over. I have no more code words for you. Now, I will tell you how to win a GA pass from Rockavet for our servicemen or women. Submit your list of code words to rockavet1@gmail.com. That is ROKAVET1@gmail.com. You may be asking, how do I get these past code words? Well, you watch Surviving Rocklahoma's past, and we give one away just about every episode. We give out a code word. Keep those down. Email that full list to Rockavet, and they will have further instructions on how to win that GA pass. We also want to give a shout out to Metalcore Clothing, who has been providing our threads this year for our official Surviving Rocklahoma merch. You can get your Tribal Skull merch as you see it up there in the corner. You can also get your Photography by Angel Lee, or you can also order your 10 Years of Mayhem design. And I'll tell you a little bit later about another shirt that we're going to be putting on our Surviving Rocklahoma listing on brought to you by Metalcore Clothing. Once again, that address is metalcoreclothing.bigcartel.com, and you just do a search for Surviving Rocklahoma. I'll have the link right here in the comments, and you can get your shirts right there. Now, we also want to give a shout out to the Big Old Bus, bringing a bus load of debauchery to a campsite near you. First coming up is the Turp Float Festival here at the end of the month. This is going to be a great opportunity for you to get out to the Big Old Bus, and you'll have more of an opportunity to get closer and enjoy in the shenanigans, because the crowd that they draw at Rocklahoma is huge. And we want to thank everybody who helps out with the big old bus to maintain the party and keep it contained and safe. They are always rock stars over there, and they make sure everybody is taken care of and everything's in compliant with the rules and everything, while we still get to have fun and do things we can't do out in normal civilized society. Now, finally, folks, we also want to give a shout out to our newest sponsor. I'm talking about Paulette Haas of of KW Realty. I don't know why the big screen's not working tonight, folks. There it is. Paulette Haas. Remember, folks, don't just get you a house, get you a house that kicks Haas from the realtor that rocks. If you're going to be looking to acquire some property, maybe move, need a change of pace, or just want to try something new altogether, you can give her a call. Once again, that's paulette.kw.com, the realtor that rocks, Paulette Haas. She will also be performing at Rocklahoma on the with Dime Store Riot and Fist of Rage. So you can check this one out at Rocklahoma on the DEB concert stage. You know what? With that said, folks, this final sponsor is not only one of my favorite because they sell the suds that keep me sauce, but they give me an excuse to crack open a beer on the live stream and give a cheers to all of my friends to hear in the comments. So what are you guys sipping on tonight? Or you got some refreshments or some libations? Let us know what your refreshments are in the comments. I myself drinking one of my tried and true yellow bellies that I've acquired at Prior Liquor Wines and Spirits. On behalf of Prior Liquor Wines and Spirits and all of our other sponsors, thank you and cheers. That's the good stuff. Sipping on Crown Apple and Cranberry Juice. That sounds good. I've never had Crown Apple and Cranberry. I do love me some Crown Apple and Sprite or ginger ale. Those two are my favorites. Actually, I do like the Crown Apple and ginger ale because while you're still getting intoxicated, in my mind, I think, hey, ginger ale, this is going to be good for the tummy. So in my mind, I get to drink a little bit more before I get sick and start calling up the dinosaurs. Mountain Dew and beer for Billy. Apple juice for Kay. Water, coffee, garage beer. There ain't no beer like a garage beer. Pepsi for me, got work in 2 hours. Some Big Red. I do love some Big Red. Crown Peach and iced tea. That's a new one. So with that said, folks, we have taken care of our sponsors. And you know what? I was joined this past week with by a couple of special guests. We got a phone call last Monday stating that Rocklahoma would like to be a part of, would like to come on the show and discuss some of the new things to be expected here at the festival this year. What's changed? What's the same? What's the philosophy behind a few things? And I'm like, absolutely. Who would like to come on? And for the first time in 10 years, I was so honored and flabbergasted that Dave himself said that Sharon and he would like to be on the show and talk about a few things. Now, since I've released that video, it's gotten over 2,000 hits in the last since 4th of July. So by popular demand, I think I'm going to go ahead and break off the first 15 minutes or so of that interview. And then when we come back, we're going to be joined by Daron Pilkington of Camp PILK, as we will be talking about the Rocklahoma campgrounds map. But until then, folks, please enjoy the first part of my interview with the owners of Prior Creek Music Festivals, Rocklahoma, and Born and Raised. What's up, everybody? I am your host with the Locks That Rocks. We are bringing you a special presentation today. It's a special week. We are celebrating independence, and I had some folks reach out to me that they would also like to talk about celebrating their own form of independence. And I've been covering Rocklahoma for 10 years now as a fan, as somebody who just wanted to be part of it. I love this community, and we have been so blessed to be sponsored by some of the partners. We've had partners on before, but never have we had the owners. I want to welcome to the show, what is up, Dave and Sharon. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello, Adam. Good to get on and talk.
Absolutely. You guys are more of, as I've always known you, are more at home sitting back and watching us kids play. And you guys do so much to provide us with an amazing festival and allow us a little bit of breathing room to be the misfits that we are and get into some shenanigans while enjoying an amazing music festival that just celebrates community and just personal freedoms and such. I would like to get started by seeing how did you get into Rocklahoma? How did this whole thing start?
Well, as far as Sharon and I are concerned, a few friends decided to build a music venue, and they didn't have anybody to pour concrete walls. So we went to Pryor, Oklahoma to help them pour. We were intrigued with it. We invested into it, and unfortunately, a couple of the original partners broke up, and Sharon and I stepped in, and that was back in 2005 when Sharon and I moved to Pryor. As far as festivals are concerned, we were never really at any before our own Country Fever at that time. Rocklahoma was kind of a byproduct. Country Fever was going, and we discussed about doing about a 2-day show with rock music. And of course, it was Country Fever, so we talked about calling it Rock Fever and going along with that jive. And we booked Poison, but we didn't know where to go from there. And the talent as it is today, and not near as much as it is today, but it was spendy for the time. We had a low budget. So one thing evolved to another, and Rocklahoma kind of started stemming with using 80s bands because they were affordable and they wanted to get back into the limelight. And long story short, the 2-day event turned into a 4-day event because of all the bands that heard about it and wanted to join, and they came for little or nothing. I think our whole total budget for the 4 days was $450,000, and now we're spending about $4 million a year to get the talent on the stage at Rocklahoma. How Rocklahoma, the name came, it was mentioned to me of the original Rocklahoma that was done in Norman years ago to basically copycat that. Well, Dave spelt it wrong and didn't put just the R in front of Oklahoma. We put the ROCK, which was a wonderful blessing to us because the people that still owned the original name would have contested. So Rocklahoma was born, and one thing led to another, and we had our ups and downs. 2009, the economy in everybody's world was dim and poor. Coachella at that time, they almost closed their doors, and they were young and fresh, and Sonic Temple was just starting up in '07. Everybody hung on by tooth and nail. A lot of events disappeared in those years. Um, we developed a partnership at that time, which was a good thing at that time, with AEG, and we evolved through that. And in 2003, we were back on our own, and
2023.
well, yeah, not 2003, 2023. And everybody knows, what went on last year. And I, I have to be honest. I'm 68 years old. I'm the youngest partner in this venture. Um, we thought last year that we had a very interested and dedicated team that was going to keep the Rocklahoma brand going. And we quickly learned that our Rocklahoma, as our marketing team is calling it, but it is our Rocklahoma. Our Rocklahoma is different than most events across the country. First off, is we're in the heart of the country. We strongly feel, Sharon and I have always been working class construction, farming people. We all work hard for our money, and Rocklahoma in Oklahoma is a whole different atmosphere than an event in Florida or an event in California. And we want to make it, everybody have fun when they come. And we want to make it a destination. We want to be able to let them afford to be there all 4 days and feel good about having a beer or eating heavy duty at the snack fans, if that's the vendors, if that's their thing. But the big thing is listening to music, and as you well know, the camaraderie out in that campgrounds. It's a animal all on its own.
That is an absolute perfect way to describe the campgrounds. And it's a bunch of animals, but man, it is such an amazing community and so supportive of each other. And those of us, if you go, there's just no way to explain it. It's a feeling. You go in there and it just touches you in a certain way. I mean, no matter what your jive is, whether you're a hardcore live concert fanatic like me, if you love the festivals or you just like to go to the campgrounds, and you guys have had such an evolution over I've been going for 12 years or since 2013, and I've just seen such the change. And you guys have had, you know, as you said, different varying budgets. You've had different partners come and goes, opportunities that have come and went, and all throughout any given stage, as far as what I've seen, is you guys are so protective of the spirit of what goes on out in Pryor, Oklahoma, and the not just the campgrounds, but working with all of the local businesses and such. Can you tell me a little bit about how the community has responded to your music festival?
Well, back in the day when we first started there, they thought we were bringing the devil to town, but the community in a whole, Pryor Waste, Bill Desmore and his son Brian that own Pryor Waste, stack it up best. They can tell by the garbage that goes out of Pryor if it's economically doing well. Whether Rocklahoma was happening on Memorial Day weekend or Labor Day weekend, when Rocklahoma happens, it's more garbage than Christmas time brings to Pryor. So it's an economic boost for the community. Of course, and like anything, there's some people that really maybe don't want us around. But then again, after being there for 20 years and the community getting to know Dave and Sharon, and Dave, of course, was still running a concrete construction company to support a livelihood because point blank. Every dollar we've ever made has gone back into this facility. So I've gotten to know everybody, and we built bridges for the different counties around the community. We were graced a few years back that Sharon and I were the in the Christmas parade, and we were the king and queen,
Yeah.
or the marshals. So I think in the overall, I know the Chamber of Commerce loves us. The VFW, or not, the American Legion, which works with us in the GA campground and be doing some things with us this year. They they think we're a treasure because we help bring money into the community and kind of put it, other than Mid-America Industrial Park, we kind of put it in a different spotlight with something to come to Oklahoma for. There's not a lot of recreation in Pryor other than probably our place.
Well,
But
it
the-
definitely takes a village to raise a child, and I know you guys view this festival as your baby, and it definitely takes a village and a community abroad to support it and keep it all going. And I'm so glad, and I've always loved how much you work with the local community, and there's cross collaboration, with the volunteers, and they're able to work off. You guys have also mentioned some of, given that you are now able to run, do everything your own way. Your Prior Creek music festivals, you're calling your own shots in every way. There's you talked about some of the things that you're going, some of the the immediate changes that we're going to notice, and and you also mentioned the campgrounds. So you mentioned that you really wanted to prioritize the camping experience this year. So what's some of the specific perks do Rocklahoma campers get that truly add value that other festivals might charge for, like the free shower facilities or the organized camping spots and such?
Yeah, one of the things that we've always had were assigned camping spots. So especially for the pre-buyer of that's been coming for years, and I believe you do the same thing in your camp, Adam. You want to be by your friends. You've made a community. Your one or two spots now have probably grown into 5 or 10 because all your friends want to be together. So by assigning the spots and doing the renewal program that a lot of events don't do, especially in the camping, we allow everybody to get back into their groups, and I think that's a big plus for the community out there. The other thing is the showers. When we started way back in 2003, the intent was to charge for showers because all events charge for showers, but we didn't have any campers. Took a while to educate Oklahoma about coming to a festival and camping. I think the first Country Fever had a whopping 75 campers at it, compared to around 5,000 now for Rocklahoma. But we continued. We went to free showers, and we've continued with free showers. As you know, we have a 70 stall permanent shower facility. We outgrew that. We added another about 70 temporary units, and kind of spread them out through the campground so they don't have to walk quite as far. So we try to help you there. At Your Service is, of course, our provider, and we provide banks of toilets out there through the campgrounds. They're a little farther to them, and as we all get a little bit older, we need to get to a bathroom a little quicker. So At Your Service, with their rentals, fills that niche, and anybody that's going to come, and especially if you're in a multiple group, I suggest talking to those folks and getting a toilet. But we don't nickel and dime when you come in, and everything from garbage. We've gone Prior Waste has been wonderful to work with. We've gone from a once a day going through and picking up the bags and the barrels to twice a day, because we found out that the more times we empty them for you, the more apt you are to clean your spot up. And the majority of the people out there, I'm sure your houses aren't a mess, and you don't want your campground to be a mess. So we try to stay ahead of it, and Prior Waste has done a wonderful job of that. And I thank all the people out there for participating as well. If you can get it out there on the road, it helps your neighbor, it helps you, and it helps us at the end. And that's what helps keep the costs down. Our camping costs, if you compare across the nation, are pretty reasonable, especially when you can come in the Sunday before. We've been fought by our past partners and stuff that we should not open the campgrounds until the day before. We always looked at it, it's complete chaos. And by doing this, especially the locals can bring their campers in on Sunday. They can set up, go back to work, roll in there on Thursday night at Rocklahoma and head into the pre-party. They're not worried about setting up campers or sitting in a line out there to get in. So we will continue the Sunday before for camper check-in. We will continue the free showers, and we'll continue to keep prices in check. But everybody in the world realizes that everybody's costs go up, so everything from the cost of garbage trucks to getting rid of it in the landfill to, we don't use the landfill, fortunately, but getting rid of the product costs. All of our product, just by the way, we are all green. All of our product goes to Tulsa. It goes to an incinerator. And we get a report back on every semi-load that goes in on how much energy was produced, how much aluminum came out of that semi, and how many steel products or any other byproducts. But it's 100% reused. So that's something we've been doing for 15 years now in conjunction with Prior Waste.
I don't think enough people know about that. I did not. And that was the first quarter of my full-length interview with Dave and Sharon Gienke. Thank you so much to our friends, our mom and dad, the owners of Pryor Creek Music Festival and Rocklahoma and Born and Raised. I was so honored to have that interview. You can find the full-length interview on our YouTube channel, and I do suggest everybody who's going to be attending Rocklahoma or Born and Raised this year, watch that full-length interview. It will make your festival experience so much better because you'll understand what goes into it, what's behind it, and what the vision that the owners have. Thank you once again, Dave and Sharon, and the ROK marketing team, Mike and Savage and all of those, for helping make that happen. Speaking of Rocklahoma and the community, I'm also got somebody else that I'd like to bring on to the show at this time. This gentleman has been helping me for the last couple of years with the Rocklahoma campgrounds map while I tend to all the other things involved in this podcast. Thank you so much to Daron Pilkington for coming on to the show. Uh-oh, did I lose you?
Oh, yeah, well, I'm here.
There you go.
So sorry about that.
No worries. So, Daron, thank you again for coming on to the show. You have been helping us with the map for a while. Can you tell me a little bit about your first Rocklahoma experience?
My first Rocklahoma experience was that 3 or 4 years ago, I think. Kind of started out driving back from Illinois to Oklahoma, and the wife saw the lineup, is like, "Hey, you want to go?" I'm like, "Yeah," and then got into the Facebook groups. For some reason, came across, first found you, and then the map, and got all excited about that. And then when I got to Rocklahoma, I was thinking it's most of it was going to be, seeing the bands and all that, but I just fell in love with the campgrounds. And, you know, after the first Rocklahoma, I could care less what's going on in the venue, although I go to the venue and enjoy it, trust me, but the campgrounds is where it's at, really, in my opinion. And so with that, it just made me love doing the map, and I'm glad that you've allowed me help with the map. Um, so hopefully kind of bring everyone together is kind of one of the things I like about the map. It seems to bring everyone together, let everyone know what's going on where.
So tell me, you saw the map, and you saw, you like me, we are computer guys. We know how
Mhm.
these things work and things like that. Once we brought you on, can you tell me what was some of the surprises that you've seen in the input, what's coming in from the submissions in the rock community?
The I mean, I think the biggest surprise is actually um, how kind of friendly and all the looking out for each other's type of stuff that keeps coming in. Of course, you get your occasional things that aren't quite appropriate. I think last year we had a few that I had to run by you and be like, I don't think this should be on the map. And of course, you agreed. So, you get surprising from there. But, I just love how everyone really seems to try to be a family. And you got the charities over there, Toys for Todd every year. Um, Being a veteran, it seems like everyone's very veteran friendly. And then, of course, you've got those groups like Rock and Vet out there. So that also, helps and, kind of warms my heart there. Just I don't know. I could probably go on, but just the biggest thing is probably what a family we are in the end. That with all the people that are there, how can we get that family feel and everyone watches out for each other.
Absolutely. So, what's new this year? What's new or different with the campgrounds in 2025 based on anything you've noticed or some general observations?
New with the campgrounds. Of course, you've got different camps coming and um, going. Nothing's sticking out too much. That's new with the campgrounds. That's sticking out in my head. I could think of. I know I'm kind of on the spot. I know with the map though, it seems like there's always something new. I'm always evolving it and trying to improve it and tweak it. Um, so
Sure. Now, you've also been helping me with the website as we moved things from Facebook and got into more of a centralized location on survivingrocklahoma.com. By the way, thank you so much for helping with that website, as we now have more of a streamlined submission process. Can you tell me a little bit about that submission process so folks know exactly what they need to have?
I know that first year was very labor intensive. I noticed that I helped you basically getting information from comments and people messaging and trying to get everything put together. Um, of course, money's a factor for us. So Google, I know, has some good products that I figure can help streamline it with Google Forms. That's helped a lot. And then, and granted, behind the scenes, the whole map is a spreadsheet, which it's kind of weird, kind of frustrating. And then, of course, we convert it to PDF and put it on the website, which even I'll admit is probably not the best answer, but with funding we have, which is limited, I think it's the best answer as far as being able to get it on the people's phones for all they're out there, even if, especially if they have a company that is where service can be limited, because from the website they can download the PDF onto like Google Drive and have it saved for offline use, or OneDrive or something like that, and then have that PDF out there where they can zoom in and out on their finger. Um, and having that website also kind of keeps it live as much as I can. Once I get that, I don't update as much as I'd like to, but I to do update as often as I can, because I do have a family, job, and all that stuff. For those people that do keep an eye out, I don't know if you guys noticed, but right above there is the date and time that I last updated it, and I encourage everyone to always go check it out, especially if you had a submission or something, because I'm human. I make quite a bit of mistakes. I don't have the time to kind of quality control it as much as I want to. I really wish I had more time to do that. So I kind of rely on people to point out my mistakes to me, and when it comes to events and stuff, Paige George, she is a huge help when it comes to that. She kind of she does a good job at keeping track of everything that's going on Facebook and any changes that somebody might not tell me or something I might have mistyped me, and so it's definitely a team effort.
Absolutely. Paige, you are an all-star, as well as Daron, my guest tonight, who has been helping me with the map for a couple of years now of Camp Pilkington. Since you've come on, we've also expanded the best campsite contest. Now, without going into too much detail, because we know opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. And we've tried a lot of different things, and this is kind of what we settled on. It works. We can monitor it, and, every year that we do something, it's a learning experience. Is that a way of saying there's a way we could do things better? Absolutely. But when we try something and we see how things work, we can do it a little bit better. And last year's one of them. I say this because, you know what? Every contest, it's always good to have some newcomers come in, some new blood. There's some campsites, we've got multiple repeat winners in the contest, but last year we got some newcomers that came in as a clean sweep. Huge congratulations to the barn of Rocklahoma. They came out and they had this amazing truck converted into a bar, and it was just amazing, great people. Daron, what advice do you have to campsites that would like to put their name in the hat for a friendly campsite contest?
Before I answer that question, I do want to talk about, because I think it's last year, our big push was trying to get new camps involved with the contest.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was awesome with the results of the barn, which I thought was awesome. But yeah, as far as I think to do good on the contest, we have this year. Last year I kind of mentioned it, but this year we kind of pushed it really good. Is this QR code that you can put on your banners or wherever you can think of to post around your campsite to be, hey, if you're having a good time here at my camp, scan that QR code. It takes you actually to the same website, which is kind of by design, so you can use the same QR code every year is our theory. So that way, you don't want to get a new banner every year. At least some people don't. And then therefore they can from that website click on the ballot, and if they're enjoying your party, then they can hopefully vote for your camp to win the best camp contest. And of course we wait till actually Rocklahoma starts, because we do try to get some restrictions in there to kind of somewhat try to make it to where it's not a popularity contest, and hopefully people are actually voting for the best party and event, or the best camp overall, or the best new camp. So we're kind of always trying to tweak those rules a little bit to keep it fair. But I think the QR code, I'm hoping it's this year. I'll find out that it's a huge success, and if it's not, I guess we'll rethink it. But I think that QR code will help a lot. I think
I do too, and
everyone's got a smartphone these days for the most part.
Absolutely, and we all know that the reception is what it is out there. So at least this way you can scan the QR, and then at some point over the weekend when you have some cellular signal, or you're out and you're able to get on social media, you can hit that QR and hop over on the website and cast your vote. Now, when we say best campsite, folks, guys, this is a friendly conversation, friendly competition. There's no money involved. I want to give a huge thank you so much to Prior Liquor, Wines, and Spirits, the Liquor Daddy, Monty, for sponsoring the campsite contest and the campsite map. He provided those trophies for us last year, and that was the first year we had those awesome plastic fancy trophies. They're way better than what I had the budget for in years prior. And so,
And he got them last minute too, so I was impressed he's able to get such good trophies last minute like that too.
absolutely. So, tell me a little bit about the three categories that we had.
Oh, well, of course we got best new camp, which the theory is this is, whether it's your first year at Rocklahoma altogether and you've got a camp and you're putting things together, or maybe you've just been, you know, going to Rocklahoma and you haven't really had a camp, haven't had a party, so it's your first year putting something together and going on. Then we have the best event, party, whatever it is, that best thing. Maybe it's just the decor. You really like their decor, so it's that best thing. Is another category, which is kind of broad, but we tried to, it's kind of the best we came up with, I guess. And then of course the best overall camp, the camp that the best big picture, everything, the one that you want to return to next year and have a blast at also. So that's kind of the three categories, and with those, hopefully that kind of gives everyone some sort of niche to where they can fit in, is our hope.
Absolutely.
So.
And as somebody who's been doing a campsite for going on 11 years, and I do feel so terrible, and I apologize to my co-hostess with the mostest, Christy Gross, the misfit of Camp Mardi Gras. But when you roll with me and you're the guy who hosts the map and does the contest, I kind of disqualify ourselves. Nobody wants to win their own contest. So, but with that being said, I can tell you a lot of things from personal experience. And there's some folks who just, you know what, we're best friends. We hang out all the time. We party well together. We never have any drama or anything by the end of the night. Let's push our campsites together. And then you've also got some folks like us who are just extra AF. And so we do a big theme at Camp Mardi Gras, and we do our one night party. And then the rest of the night, or rest of the weekend, we go and party with everybody else. So for those of us who do an event or a project, a lot of planning goes into it. A lot of personal investment, a lot of networking and stuff. So as Daron was saying, we are so glad to keep doing, to give a spotlight on the best event, because, folks like Corruption and Big Old Bus and several other, Camp Discombobulated, Oil Wrestling. There's a lot of stuff out there where people have open parties to bring people in, and then there's also some people that do it all weekend long. And so this was our idea of just giving folks a chance to be recognized for their involvement. And Daron, we've had some folks that have donated or offered to donate and offered to take it and do other things, but for us, it's more about keeping it fair and keeping it fun and lighthearted, and just something that people's not going to take too seriously.
Yeah, that's the hope. But keep it fun. I think we both realize it's not perfect, but it's the best we can come up with. And of course, as we get suggestions, we'll brainstorm and see if maybe we can incorporate them. But the goal is to keep it fun, try to keep it fair. The hardest part is trying not to have it be a popularity contest, but just have it just be something where everyone get together, enjoy the weekend, and those that put in the hard work have something that they can take home and be proud of at the end of the weekend. So, yeah.
Yes, sir. So, Daron, we've got hundreds of submissions, right? Like,
yes,
that list is long, super long, and almost as long as the events. So
I wish my memory was good enough, because a few days ago closed out the list for that shirt that we're getting traction on, and I'm wanting to say it was over 100 camps together, and I was surprised how long that was. It seems to grow every year too.
yes, sir. And that's the great thing too, is I've got a copy of every map and I like to compare them. I'm going to throw us up here on the big screen real quick. Well, maybe not. Well, I was going to try to, but if you go up to the Rocklahoma campground, or excuse me, survivingrocklahoma.com, click on the Rocklahoma Survival Guide, and you have this page where with several forms that we've discussed. You can add your name to the map. What is some suggestions, if not? What exactly are we looking for in a submission? What should somebody put in that submission?
I think I got the form pretty
Pretty
down.
self-explanatory.
There's some,
Yeah.
self-explanatory. I've got some areas with some examples, um, but trying to type everything as you would want to see on the map, which is probably the biggest thing. I know I tweaked it a lot, especially at the beginning. Now I'd say we're probably at we still got a few people that I think don't quite put the right things in the right areas, but when we got I done the math at 95 to 99% of people filling the form out right, I think it's probably as good as we can get because you're always going to have outliers. But the biggest thing I'm kind of seeing is sometimes I'll see stuff. I'm like, I wonder if that's how they want it on the map. But I'm scared to tweak it and touch it because maybe it is how they want it. So I kind of just put it on the map, and then I hope that if they do want it format a little bit different,
Yeah.
to that they reach out to me, or that they go into that same form. I've got it set up so you can also go in there and add events or make changes, and it'll send me notification, hey, this person changed this, and then I can change that information on the map.
Got you. Now,
and if that don't work for you, you're not tech savvy, I do work with people. Just message me, and I will do my best. Sometimes stuff falls through the cracks when people do that, though, but I'll do my best to help take care of you.
Right. And as you mentioned earlier, folks, on your camp names, guys, we are very flexible. We are rude and crude as anybody else, and I don't have like censorship per se, but everything has a line. So once you get, there's only so graphic that we can go, and still be able to put this on a website where hundreds of people are going to look and see. So please keep your camp names at least, a soft R rating, NC-17, we're gonna pass, and I'm sorry, but this part of at least trying to fit into a community without bringing too much negative heat down on us. Now, also, let's say somebody switched spots. So, I don't want to, we got some folks that wanted to give us their camp spot. We're no longer going to be in row X, site Y, section Z. What's the best way to put in for a correction?
The easiest way is just go into the form. I do require a logon to kind of help keep, for several reasons, but one of the, not only to keep some ill doers out of from putting spam in there, also so that way you can go in and log in using your Google or your YouTube or whatever login, and it'll bring up the form the submission that you already did with all the information pre-filled out, and then you just go to that section, like the camp spots, make the change, and when you save it, submit it, next time I go to work on it, when I bring up the spreadsheet of all the information, I'll get a notification, hey, this person made this change. And that's really the easiest way to make sure nothing falls through the cracks. It's very streamlined, it's very smooth on my end. And like I said before, though, for some reason you're just not tech savvy or something, you do have issues with it, I'll work with you. Just unfortunately, sometimes when people message me, it actually falls through the cracks, and I apologize. But I'll do my best to work with everyone.
We all got real lives, ladies and gentlemen. This is something that we all do as a hobby. And on that note, as somebody who did the campgrounds map since, I want to say 2016, maybe 2018, I know how much of an investment is. It's a labor of love, and when you love doing something, it's not that bad. But when you add it all up, it is a lot of hours. And Daron, I wish there was more I could do for you, brother. As far as making it worth your while. Hopefully, everybody on these campgrounds are going to be taking care of my man Daron for keeping track of everybody's parties and letting everybody know where to go to have fun. So when you see Daron out at Camp Pilkington, make sure you offer this man a beer or something. We appreciate all of your time and your hard work and your commitment and attention to detail. Thank you so much, Daron.
And I will say that a lot of camps last year did do that. They kind of reached out as they, and I do appreciate, especially as a shy person, I have trouble reaching out, initiating contact. But a lot of people realized who I was and reached out to me, and it made me feel a little bit better, and able to get over that shyness. So I do appreciate that. But
and see, that's the great thing about Rocklahoma. It doesn't matter what your niche is, whether you're a computer nerd like us or you're an aspiring DJ. It don't matter there's a place in this community for everybody. If you just love doing something and you do it for the community, it'll come back at you tenfold. And this is what I've always seen by doing the map. And I also wanted to make sure I invited you to come onto the show so folks can put a face with the warrior fingers that clack those keyboards and make sure that our lists are maintained. And we also want to give a special thanks not only to you, Daron, but to Paige as well. As you mentioned, she has been instrumental in helping us keep track of all of these parties and all of that other stuff.
so
Now, Daron, we've also got something that you have alluded to, and we've already provided a list, and we are putting together the All Campgrounds T-shirt with the help of our proud partner and friend Rebel Angel. We will be getting that out onto our metalcore clothing shirt ASAP. So that everybody has time to order that and to wear it at Rocklahoma. And we couldn't have done that map without the folks like yourself, Daron, who helps maintain that list. So, I like to close up every interview before I let you go, man, and just give you a short moment to address all of the folks that you have been taken care of on this campgrounds map and our audience watching right now.
the biggest thing is thank you all for your patience. I really do love the feedback. There's several camps that'll come back and, hey, this isn't quite how I want it. I do appreciate that. I do love it. I love the camaraderie out there. And just the help that I get, especially from Paige, because especially as it gets closer to Rocklahoma, she gets to where she's kind of, I'd say at least weekly, maybe two, maybe even three times weekly sometimes, messaging me, say, hey, this change, this needs tweak. So it's really actually a community event. It's not really just me. There's a whole community putting this map together. Without y'all's help, I definitely couldn't do it. And appreciate everyone that's welcomed me in to the ROK family with open arms. I hate to throw camp names out there because I'll forget one, but I will say Camp Tits for Shots. I'll always have a soft heart to them because they're that first camp at Rocklahoma that I kind of walked up to as a shy guy, said I'm going to talk to these people, and had a conversation with them. So I don't know if she was or if they're on tonight, but thank you, because you're probably the first people to put your arms around me and welcome me into the ROK family. So I greatly appreciate that.
I love it, man. And that literally is what it's all about. Daron, thank you so much for coming on the show and being a part of the campgrounds map. I can't wait to let everybody see what else we've got going on.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that shirt. I saw some prototypes. I didn't see the final one, but I'm excited to see what comes of it. Angel's been working her behind off on that, so I'm real excited to see what the final shirt looks like.
Yes, sir. All right, Daron. Well, we'll see you next time. Thank you so much.
All right.
And once again, that was Daron Pilkington of Camp PILK. He's been helping with the campgrounds map for a couple of years, and I wanted to be sure that I gave him a spotlight because that map it's a lot of work, and it's a labor of passion. It's a labor of love, but it is still a lot. So without him, who knows where that map would be, because I didn't really have a time to keep it up this year. So those parties and all that directory and stuff, him along with Paige and a few others who have been contributing, thank you so much to all of those. Now, I also, before we start wrapping things up, because we are running a little long,
Giggity.
and I have some business to do for some of you who have been supporting the page over the last couple of months. Now, we started doing a monthly giveaway a while back, and we started out with some miscellaneous swag from campsites, some campsite shirts. But this month, Rocklahoma approved us, actually last month, approved us for some giveaways. And our first passes, or set of passes, general weekend, or, you know what? I need a beer. I'm going to need a beer before we give something away. Let's do a cheers to giving some stuff away. All right. I have a set of general admission all weekend passes to Rocklahoma Labor Day weekend, and to qualify, all you had to do is subscribe to the Facebook page, $4.99, and subscribe and cancel anytime. Or if you would like to donate some stars, and we take our top stars senders every week and qualify you for that giveaway. Also, we give you opportunities to qualify on the live stream, so no purchases required to win this contest. But I have the winners. We had over a dozen qualifying people. We assigned each of these names a number, and we drew through a number generator. And the first number to be called twice went to last week's top star sender, Sarah Hughes. Congratulations, Sarah Hughes. Not last week, the week before, the week before, Sarah Hughes was our top stars sender. She not only did she win the Stars Wars, but she won a pass of general admission weekend passes courtesy of Rocklahoma. These are straight from the festival, y'all. I will have your tickets when they order those. In the meantime, I will be contacting Sarah. But congratulations. You are a winner, and you are going to Rocklahoma. And so pack a friend, pack your stuff, and get ready, because you're going to be joining us Labor Day weekend at Rocklahoma. Let's see, what else do we got? We got that. Now, remember, folks, now you might be asking what these stars are. Stars, these are little bits, little pieces of currency. Because I play so much live music on the live streams, I can't monetize these. So watching these on Facebook, unfortunately, I don't make any money. So what we do is those stars, those are my tip jar. Those are how we can help monetize the show. And so you can pay the dancing goofball here on the camera. So also, if you would like, you can also send donations. But sorry, you know what? It was the Gremlins again. Have stuff popping up. Oh my gosh. I don't know what that is. Get out of here. That one's a little, you don't want to go. All right, folks. Well, with that being said, I think it is time for us to go ahead and start wrapping things up. I do want to say thank you all. Thank you so much for being for watching this show, for supporting the podcast. Remember, folks, if you would like your music featured here on the show, it's simple. All you got to do is send us an email, survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com. You can also send us a review. You got a local live event you went to, or a great story from a concert. Shoot them to us. We'd like to read your story here on the air or feature you on the website. Men and all of our veterans, our active servicemen or women or Gold Star, Blue Star families, send us your photos of you in uniform. We would love to honor our veterans and those folks who go the extra mile to look out for the rest of us and put their lives on the line for all the rest of us. So we would love to honor your service. Now, it doesn't matter how you are watching the show. Just make sure you hit that like, follow, subscribe button. Those numbers do matter. And with that being said, we also would like to, once again, let's thank our sponsors. First up is DEB Concerts.
I want to rock!
Followed by At Your Service Rental.
Dinner was full!
As well as the Rocklahoma Bitches. Thank you for donating those guitars we will be giving away at Rocklahoma as part of the scavenger hunt. And remember, the Rocklahoma Bitches is also going to be giving away a rock star experience. This week's code word is love, brought to you by Camp Rock of Love. Once again, congratulations to Misty and Chris on your upcoming nuptials. We are so happy for you guys. Also, we, for those of you who are collecting code words from Rockavet, make sure that you send those to rockavet1@gmail.com. We also want to thank our proud partner and sponsor, Photography by Angel Lee, who has been taking photos with us for going on 4 years. We've traveled the country not once, but twice to cover festivals for you folks and to bring our adventures to you all. We've also covered local festivals as well, capturing those memories, and she'll be back with us this year at Rocklahoma, as we will be coming at you live from Radio Row for the first time in our radio booth, and that's also where we will house all of our other projects, such as the Rocklahoma Campgrounds map and the scavenger hunt guitars, which you all can watch as they evolve with more and more signatures, which Photography by Angel Lee will be bringing you in HD photographs. We also want to thank Metalcore Clothing for printing out those, for all of those prints they sent us to sell at our 10 Years of Mayhem event. We'd also like to thank them for their website. We have available, the link is in the comments. You can get your t-shirts now. Order them now, folks, so that you can rep them and wear them at Terp Float Fest, which will be the next event that we will be working, and I will have a booth there where you can also get that merch that was provided by Metalcore Clothing. Also want to give a shout out to the Big Old Bus, bringing a bus-loaded debauchery to a festival near you, including this year's Terps and Chains and Rocklahoma and Rock the Equinox Stigler. So I can't wait to see what they are bringing to a festival this year. We also want to thank our realtor that rocks, Paulette Haas. Don't remember, folks, if you're going to upgrade your pad, you're going to get you a new place, an old place. Don't just get you a house. Get you a house that kicks Haas with Paulette Haas. And with that, folks, we've had a semi-gremlin-free show, although this one's sticking around. Thank you so much to Tannenbaum Graphics, as he has provided us with our gremlin graphics every time we have a glitch in the show. So remember, campsites, if you've got need a logo or a banner or something, this guy can take care of you. That's Tannenbaum Graphics. And with that being said, folks, I think it's time for us to wrap up the show, and let's finish up this beer together. What do y'all say? On behalf of Prior Liquor Wines and Spirits, cheers, everybody. So, with that being said, stay on the positive side of life. And until next time, rock on.